Hello, my name is Maxim, and today we are going to cover if and switch statement in Golang. Let's start from the if. If allows you to define the condition under which block will be executed. And the most simplest condition what I can do is if true, let's print something. And let's print true. And now once I run the code, sorry, not the go. Yeah, run the code and true was printed. Let me add another statement, but this time I'm going to specify if false. And here I will print the false message. But once I run the code, nothing changed because this condition evaluated as false and this block was not executed. So this is the main idea behind the conditions. But these conditions do not make any sense if true, if false. Let's start by creating some more real example code. So for example, we have two numbers. I'm going to create variable first number equal 10 and second number, which is equal 20. And now I want to compare those numbers. So I can create multiple conditions. So for example, let's start. If first number higher than the second number, I'm going to print the message as first number is bigger, right? And then I would duplicate this 3 times, right? And this case, I would specify if second number is bigger and print message. And in final, I would specify equal. And message will be numbers are equal. So now I can run the code. And of course, just this second statement was printed because second number is bigger than first. I can make them equal. In this case, numbers are equal was printed. And I can make the first number bigger, run the code, first number is bigger. So this is how I can compare. But besides those conditions, I can use, there is few more. I can specify bigger or equal. So that will be the first one. But here I made the mistake, need to be like this. Here I can specify less than equal, and here I can specify not equal. So it will work. I can make them 10, 10. First of course I need to change the numbers. I change the text, but as you may see, this time those two conditions were printed because we print this if those numbers are equal. And as you may see here, we printed both these conditions. That means that all of these three conditions were evaluated. But we can also rewrite the code to evaluate only condition. If it's true, do not move on. So we are using here everywhere else, if. But what we can do, we can specify by else if. And here I can also specify else if. And finally, I can add else. And I can print something here as default, right? So now we are starting by first we are checking this condition. If it's true, we stopped here. We are not moving further. If this is false, we are checking this one. And if this is false, we are checking this one. And if this also false, we are running the else. So let's run the code now. And you may see that only first one was executed, even if numbers are equal. So this returned true and this one returned true. Also, besides like just one this condition, we can specify the multiple condition. We have and or. Let's try to use and or in here. I will clean up this. And I can do like some condition like this. If first number higher or equal than 20 and second number is also bigger or equal to 20. And I will print the message, both numbers higher than 20. So this will be the first case. And here, first, this condition is evaluated. It's returned true. Then this one is evaluated. And if both of them return true, this condition treated as true. If one of those return false, whole condition evaluated as false. Let's look how OR work. So I will do the same condition. If first number higher than 20, and here I'm going to specify OR by using these two symbols. And second one is also will be higher than 20. But this time message will be different. One or both numbers higher than 20. Because it will return true if any of those return true. So whole this condition will be evaluated as true. And here we are checking, I will keep the same numbers are not equal because we are checking if they are not equal. And finally, I'm printing the else. But to be honest, I can get rid of this. Let's keep just that. So now I have two numbers, 10 and 10. Once I run that, default is executed because this condition is false and this condition is false. Then let me change one number to the 20 and run the code. And as you may see, one or both number higher than 20. So this was still false because we are expecting here that this true condition, this both condition will return true. And in this case, this one returned false and this one returned true. So this is returned as true even if the first condition returned, second condition returned false. Let me set now number both to the 20. This time both number are higher than 20. So this condition is evaluated because first number is equal or higher 20 and second number is equal or higher 20. So this will be all for if statements. Now let's check the case. Case is really similar to the if, but it's kind of better to use switch case like statements when you have one variable and based on the different like values of this variable, you taking a different actions. Of course, this can be done also with a lot of if-else statements, but it's really best practice to use the switch. Let's create variable number and let's make it equal to the 30. Then next I'm defining the switch, and here I need to specify my variable. It will be the number. And now I need to define all of the cases. So first case will be when number is equal to the 10. And I can print something like print number is 10. Then I would copy this line few times. So in here it will be 20. Here will be 30. And finally, I'm going to also define the default case. Default. And message will be also something like default case. So now we have this four cases. So if the number equal to 10, this will be executed. If 20, this will be executed. If 30, this will be executed. If none of these numbers, this default case will be executed. So right now we have number equal to the 30. So once I run the code, first case was executed. Oh, sorry, I forgot to change the print statement. So now once I execute it, number is 30. So once I change this to the 10, number is 10. Once I change it to the 100, default case was executed. Also, I can combine multiple cases in one. For example, here I want to check if this is 10, 20, or 30. And here I want to change if it's 40, 50, 60. And I will get rid of this case. And I can print something. Number is 10, 20, or 30, and I would do the same here. Number is 40, 50, or 60. And now I can specify here 30. Once I run the code, number is 10, 20, or 30. Also, I can do here similarly as to the if statements. I can use not direct value, but use like comparison operators such as bigger or less or equal. Let's try to do that. So here I have defined the number. But if I want to use operators such as less or more, I need to get rid of number from here. And here I would like just do in the same way as with the if. I can specify number less or equal 30. And here I can specify number less or equal to 60. So now I have these two cases. But when I run, only first case was executed. Even this case is also returned true. So how can I do if I want to execute this case, like this second case too? I can add here keyword, which is called fall true. And now when I run the code, first case is executed and second case is executed. But let me change the condition here, for example, to 10. So right now my number is 30. So this condition like should return false and this shouldn't be executed. But because I have fall true here, once I run the code, I got two print statement. Because fall true execute this condition even if the case return is false. And one more example, which I want to show you how can I, by using the case, identify what type is the variable and take some action depend on the type of the variable. So I'm going to define variable n, and as type I'm going to specify any, and I will give value 1. So in this case it will be evaluated as integer. Then in switch statement I can specify construction like this, n dot in the brackets I will specify type. And here I'm going to specify all of my types. So it can be the integer, it can be the string. I can create, so fall true in this case is not required. So I can create another case, like I add float 64. And the message will be different every time. So this will be the int, this will be the string, and this will be the float. So now n is integer. So once I print this, first case was executed. If I take this in the make it a string and run the code, another message string is executed. And also I should be able to do something like this, and I should cut the float. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to don't miss any new video. Have a nice day.